Hi everybody, and welcome to our second video on incident tracking. Today I want to discuss a few of the elementary properties of alarm groups with you, such as the severity and the value. All right, let's dive right in. The value of an alarm group displays the reason that alarms are grouped. Think about the last demo that we gave. There we were able to group alarms based on the fact that the parameters belong to the same service. Now, you may or may not remember that this group had as value service group DVB-T transmission. So the value mentions the fact that the grouping was based on service, and also the name of the service, DVB-T transmission, is mentioned. Unfortunately, it's not always possible to give such a nice description. Let's discuss a few cases. The first case I want to discuss is this one. We have two devices, A and B, and they both have 5 alarms. Here are 5 parameters of A that are in alarm, and here we have 5 alarms on B. Now we could create 2 element groups. One containing all the alarms on A, and another containing all the alarms on B. However, in this example, we also have a service, and this service contains all the 10 alarms. In this case, we will thus create a service group, as was done here. The reason is that we follow the principle of maximizing alarm groups. And using this service, we can create a very big alarm group. Now, things get a bit more complicated here. Let's again look at the situation where we have 2 devices, A and B, and again, both have 5 alarms. Now, in this case, the service S no longer contains all 10 alarms. It only contains 6 of them. Now, in this case, let me tell you what the algorithm does. Starting from the service group having 6 alarms, you have these 2 red alarms that are not in the group. But remember, we have our element grouping strategy, which says that we should group alarms belonging to the same device together. Right? So what's going to happen is these 2 alarms will also be added to the group. On top of that, we also have these 2 blue alarms. Again, based on the element grouping strategy, they should belong to the same group as those 3 blue alarms. So again, we add them to the group, which results in one single group of 10 alarms. Now, what's the reason here for grouping? You can't really say that this group is a service group, right? Because we also used element information. And you can also not say that it's an element group because, well, we also used service information. So in this case, we use the label multiple reasons group, right? Let me show you quickly what this looks like in DataMiner. So in DataMiner, I've created the following setup. I have 2 devices, this first one and the second one. Now this first one, this video receiver, only has 1 parameter, which is currently an alarm. And then this second device, the signal receiver, has multiple parameters, and exactly 2 of them are in alarm. Okay, so we could create 2 groups. One group containing this single alarm, and another group containing both of these alarms because, well, they belong to the same element. However, there's also a service in the mix. Now this service contains these 2 devices, but not all the parameters of the devices. The video receiver only contains this received signal resolution parameter. Okay, but yeah, and this signal receiver only contains the available physical memory parameter. In particular, it does not contain this my stock controller parameter. Using the example I explained just before this slide, we know that the alarm group is going to consist of 3 alarms, right? And the label will indeed be the multiple reasons group. And that's what this looks like in Cube. All right. Okay, so let's wrap this up with the last slide. I already explained to you how the value of the group is determined. What about the updates? Alarms are often updated. How does that work? Well, same as with alarms. Alarm groups will update in real time. If an alarm that's in the group is cleared, then it will disappear from the group. If a new alarm comes in and it should belong to the group, well, then the alarm group is extended in real time. What about the severity? Well, the severity of the group is very easy. It's just the severity of the most severe underlying alarm. So in this case, as you can see, we have two underlying alarms. One has the severity major and the other critical. And then you will get a critical alarm group right here. Now, a few final remarks about alarm groups. Alarm groups can only contain active alarms, so we do not work on history alarms. And they will not contain information events, suggestion events, notices, and so forth, because these kind of events are also not supported by alarm focus, and we require alarm focus for alarm grouping. All right, well, that's everything I wanted to say here. In the next video, we'll be talking about manually creating alarm groups, and we'll also be talking about prerequisites and some elementary simple configurations that you can do to tweak alarm grouping to your liking. See you in the next video.